What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back for another episode of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Battle Spot Live Inverse Edition, and we are getting started very quickly here today because normally it takes a solid 60 seconds for me to find a match with a trainer on the Inverse ladder, but of course, today I decided to click the record button as I was clicking the challenge button, and then it immediately found us an opponent, so I guess that's my fault that we're just jumping right into things. But that may mean that we get like a third battle in or something, who knows. Anyway, our record is 15-5 coming into today, and for a quick overview of the team here, we have Sub-Disabled Gengar, Physically Defensive, Weezing with a Rocky Helmet, Trick Room, Last Resort, Silk Scarf, Linda the Kecleon. Why do I have so much trouble saying Kecleon? I should just call it Linda. It's always Linda. Then we have Choice Specs, Whimsicott, Mega Glalie, it's a physical variant, and then last but not least, we have a Trick Room Life or Beheeyem. So that is the team at a glance here. So I think for this battle, I'm going to bring Beheeyem because he does not have anything that resists Beheeyem's attacks, I don't think. So that's pretty cool. And then I'm going to bring Linda, and we can bring Weezing as well. So we'll have to see what happens here. That Azumarill could be a problem because Play Rough is probably going to be a 2-hit KO on Weezing just because this is inverse, and he is in fact going to lead off with the Mega Sceptile. So he's probably going to Focus Blast me, but that's not going to kill me because I do have just about full investment in my HP. So I should be able to take that, set up a Trick Room, and then fire off a Psychic, which should do a lot to this thing. I'm assuming it's going to do about 75-ish%, somewhere in that range. So he's going to go for the Focus Blast, and we're going to avoid the attack, unfortunately for my opponent, because that's probably going to do a lot. Yeah, that's going to do way, way over half. But we do get our Trick Room up, which means we're going to get 2 hits off here unless this thing has priority or he gets a critical hit. So wow, that did so much. That was almost just an OHKO. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. He's going to hit this Focus Blast, and that does about the same amount of damage that Psychic did, except Focus Blast was super effective. That is ridiculous damage. Wow. Beheeyem is power. And unfortunately for my opponent, because he did miss that Focus Blast, we are going to be able to just take him out with another Psychic here. And I'm not even going to hesitate with that. I thought about going for a Recover, but if he hits another Focus Blast, obviously, then we're kind of, you know, screwed. So, we're just can't talk. I cannot talk today. What is wrong with me? We're going to get rid of that Mega Sceptile, and he's going to go out into his Azumarill because he does not want to have to take another hit. And I don't blame him because Beheeyem just hits so hard. It's ridiculous. I'm going to actually... am I going to save Beheeyem for one more hit later on? I kind of want to, because he's almost definitely going to go for Aqua Jet here. There's no way he's going to let me do all that damage to him. Well, he could predict a switch and go for Belly Drum here too. But either way, I'm switching in Weezing. I don't think he's going to go for Belly Drum. He has to Aqua Jet, otherwise he just loses basically. Oh, he's going to Surf. What? What? Why did this thing just go for Surf? I'm completely confused. That has to be on purpose because it's not like he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm going to Pain Split here to get some of that HP back. Probably should have just Flamethrower it, actually. That would have done more damage. Or Will-O-Wisp. Wow, that was a bad play. I got distracted. That Play Rough did nothing! Oh my goodness, this is thick fat, isn't it? This is thick fat Azumarill. Or Sap Sipper. That is not... There's no way that's huge power. He has to know what he's doing, though, because he went for Focus Blast on Beheeyem, so he knows this is inverse. He knows how it works. That's crazy. And I kind of like it. I kind of like the fact that it's crazy. I mean, Sap Sipper or Azumarill isn't terrible. And neither is Thick Fat if you use it defensively, because it gets some interesting things like Knockoff and, you know, some support moves, Scald. But he's going to go for Substitute here, actually. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. We get a critical hit. That's completely meaningless. And He's going to get more lefties recovery. I'm scared of this thing. I don't know why. I mean, Weezing is beating it because Play Rough does nothing. Even though it's super effective because this thing does not have huge power. Yeah, Surf was doing more damage. So he's going to go for that. That should be a 2-hit KO from there. And this Flamethrower probably won't kill. Yeah, that did nothing. That's probably Thick Fat. Probably is Thick Fat. That's interesting. I mean, that's way less dangerous, so I'm not nearly as afraid of it. Just going to go for Flamethrower again as he's going to finish me off with a Surf. And because this thing is not huge power, I should be able to go out into Linda and just clean up the rest of his team. I don't know what his last Pokemon is, but I doubt that it will be able to stand up to the power of Linda the Kecleon while under Trick Room. It's very, very unlikely because Linda is she's ridiculously powerful. She's like the definition of deceptively powerful. I know I say that a lot, but she just takes names and souls, mostly souls. So this Azumarill is just going to go for Surf. That doesn't do anywhere near as much damage as my opponent needs. And I'm guessing this thing doesn't have Aqua Jet either because it's a more defensive variant. He showed Play Rough and Surf and Substitute. So there's one move that we haven't seen. I'm assuming it's not Aqua Jet. But even if it is, it's not going to kill me or anything. So I really don't have much to worry about here. Well, even Mega Metagross, I think, cannot kill Kecleon from that range with a Bullet Punch. And it's not going to matter because he already had Mega Sceptile, so he probably doesn't have Metagross. But just going to fire off a last resort here. There's no way this Azumarill is taking this. Even if it is physically defensive, I'm sorry. You are no match. You are no match. That does, like, what does it do? Like 40% to max defense Hippowdon, which is just outrageous. It's an outrageous amount of damage. So my opponent's going to go out into Pikachu, unless this is Focus Sash, which I'm assuming it's not. It's probably going to be Light Ball. This is just going to die in one hit very, very easily. I probably could have killed it with a Return, to be honest, or something even less powerful. Probably could have killed it with a Facade, even though I don't have a status condition. Pikachu is, like, I don't know. It's frail. It's super frail. Although I think I've yet to use one in the 6th generation. Yeah, I need to breed some new stuff because I've been reusing a lot of Pokemon recently. And yeah, I need to get to work on some breeding projects. I have quite a large list of things that are mostly suggestions from you guys, and some things that I wanted to try out personally too, that I'm going to be getting to work on. And it seems like every time I hop on any ladder or do any type of recording, I add more things to the list. And I really need to stop because I'm not going to get to all of them as it is, let alone just adding new things. Anyway, that's going to bring our record to 16-5 on the series, and we can move on. So that was fun. That was fun indeed. Alright, we got somebody from Japan here. I liked going up against somebody from Virginia better. But it looks like he's got a standard normal spam team with Avalugg, and Jolteon's actually extremely good in Inverse too, because part of the problem that Jolteon has in the normal metagame is that ground types block its stab, which it heavily relies on. And then we have Alakazam too. Psychic is another one of those types that's just stupidly good in Inverse. Not as good as normal, obviously. But, yeah, this is a very inversey team. You see the Mega Kangaskhan, you see the Porygon Z there. I don't know what that's going to be. I want to say that it's Scarf because everybody and their mother runs Scarf Porygon Z now. That's like the set to run. I don't know why. I prefer the Specs variant and the Dual Dance variant. Oh my gosh, the Dual Dance variant is so much fun. Or Double Dance, I should say. With agility and nasty plot. It's just so good. It kills everything. So I'm going to lead off with Glalie here, just because I don't really have much else that can take on the Avalugg from a physical standpoint. Kecleon I don't think is going to be able to dent it too much. So we're not going to bring it. We'll bring Weezing because there is a Mega Kangaskhan, and then I'll bring Gengar because Shadow Ball could prove to be very, very useful in this battle with all those normal types, and should be able to put in some work against the Avalugg as well, because Avalugg doesn't like special attacks. So there we go. So my opponent is going to lead off with the Porygon Z. And we're going to lead off with Glalie. This is not a good matchup for me because this thing outspeeds me before I get my Mega Evolution off. And he's just going to be able to probably either kill me or do a butt ton of damage with an Ice Beam. I really don't want to deal with that, so I'm really tempted to switch. The only problem is I don't really have a switch into this. Weezing will probably get 2-hit KO'd by an Ice Beam, to be completely honest, because its special defense isn't that great. And I need to save it in case he has Kangaskhan or Bouffalant or something. So that's that. I guess my only switch in is Gengar. I don't know if Gengar will get 2-hit KO'd. Probably not. Or do I just sacrifice Weezing? I'm so tempted to sacrifice Weezing to get a safe switch into Gengar, but I know if I do that, he's going to have Mega Kangaskhan. I'm going to go into Gengar. I don't think he's going for a normal type move. He's got to go for Ice Beam here. And then, as long as he's not Scarfed, we can outspeed him. He's going to go for Uproar. Uproar, Porygon Z, what? So he does go for the normal move, and it's not even Tri-Attack. I mean, Uproar is more powerful than Tri-Attack by, what, 10 base power? It's base 90, isn't it? I should probably check that. I know its power changed a bunch of times. I'm going to double check that at the moment. If my page will load. Uproar. Let's see. Let's see. Uproar, 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 Uproar. Where is it? Yeah, it is base 90. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So he's going to go for Uproar again, and that does so much damage. I mean, it's adaptability Porygon Z should... So that should be expected. And Return does a ridiculous amount back. They did, like, identical damage there. But that's going to work out in my favor because I can just finish him off with an Ice Shard. So I basically sacrificed my Gengar for nothing. I guess in retrospect, that's a bad play. I mean, why are you switching in Gengar anyway? It's frail. Even if it's non-stab attacks, especially from something like a Porygon Z, you're not going to take those hits too well. So that was just kind of silly on my part. So we're going to have to hope that a combination of Weezing and Glalie at 7 HP are going to be able to bring home this battle for us. Highly doubt it. I mean, Weezing can take on the Kangaskhan, but I'm going to have to one-shot whatever that last Pokemon is. Even if it's Avalugg, I don't know if I can do that. So he's just going to go for the Power Up Punch here, which unfortunately for me is super effective. But he is making physical contact, so yeah. Even at +2, I don't know if... A Double Edge will probably kill me from there, because it's a Mega Kangaskhan. But he's going to have to take a butt ton of extra recoil and then hopefully be close to a range where I can kill him with Ice Shard. I don't know. It would be nice if we can get an attack off. Secret Power! Why is everybody running Secret Power on the inverse ladder? Is it just to avoid Rocky Helmet? And he gets a critical hit on the last hit. Oh my goodness. Alright, that's going to be the end of this battle pretty much, unless he's like adamant. I mean, and if he is adamant, he's probably going to go for Sucker Punch. So I need to hope that I win the speed tie and get a really high damage roll to kill him here. Basically is what it comes down to. And if he has Sucker Punch, he could just go for that. He really has nothing to lose. But I'll just click Return, and he does not click Sucker Punch, so we get the hit off, and he is going to survive with just a sliver of HP. So he's not running Return or Double Edge. Or he is, and that's why he didn't go for Sucker Punch, but Secret Power does not have anywhere near the amount of power that Double Edge does. I mean, I know it's got the recoil. I almost can't believe that, but then you look and you're like, oh, it's a Japanese player. Of course they would do something like that. Yeah, alright, so that's going to be a loss for us. To be fair, I did play that badly with... you know, the Gengar switch and everything. So I kind of deserve to lose that one anyway. It happens. Not going to play perfectly all the time. So that brings our record to, what, 16-6. And that was about 14.5 minutes. So we're going to look for another one. And hopefully we find one in a timely fashion. The battles have been coming pretty quickly. So this is apparently a good time to record. It's about 5-ish in the afternoon, which, to be fair, is a little bit, well, not a little bit, way earlier than I normally record. But I need to get some recordings done. So, yeah. Alright, we got somebody else from Japan here. Let's see what you are going to have, my friend. Greninja, Thunderous T, Mega Metagross, Mega Beedrill. So maybe that Metagross is regular? Nah, no Japanese player would would have non-Mega Metagross. Sylveon and Tyrantrum. Really cool to see the Tyrantrum, though. Have to say, that is indeed very cool. So, let's make up a game plan here. At a glance, Kecleon just destroys this team. Like, absolutely just obliterates it. Once it gets a Trick Room up, there's nothing that can stop it. Because Last Resort will OHKO Mega Metagross, it will OHKO Tyrantrum, it will OHKO Beedrill, it will OHKO Greninja unless it has a Focus Sash, and I believe it's a damage roll on Thunderous T, the standard set, with not much HP investment. Now, I'm trying to remember the calc, because I calced this before, because I've actually, believe it or not, been in this position with Kecleon using Last Resort on Thunderous T. I think it's like a 20 or 25% chance to OHKO if it has 4 EVs in HP. So if it comes down to that, it doesn't exactly work in our favor because it's only a 20 or 25% chance, but the chance is still there. And on the other side of the coin, I resist Focus Blast, so it's probably not going to have a Ghost-type move, so I don't think it'll be able to kill me off because Thunderbolt only does, what, like, it does less than half because Kecleon's a beast. So we're going to lead off with Beheeyem here, and yeah, my opponent does not like Trick Room. He's got a lot of very fast things. Well, not a lot of very fast things, but he's got a quicker team with Greninja and Beedrill and Mega Metagross and everything. And I'm going to bring Whimsicott too, because Whimsicott can handle a decent chunk of his team too, and the priority nature power could come in handy, especially if I have Trick Room up and I need to like outpace something. We'll have to see. We will see how it goes. Feeling pretty confident in this one, kind of, sorta. I don't know, I'm a little salty about that last battle still though, but I definitely deserve to lose that one, so can't get too caught up on that. Kind of interesting that secret power on normal types is becoming a thing though. I see that a lot with Japanese players recently, like very recently. So, oh, this thing is Specs, isn't it? Yep, that's an OHKO. Wow. Wow, Beheeyem just gets one-shotted by this Sylveon, so that is undoubtedly Specs' offensive Sylveon. And being locked into Psyshock is not the best for it, because that's probably going to do just about 50% to Whimsicott, and I should be able to 3-hit KO it with Giga Drain, to be honest. Obviously, Moonblast would be my most powerful attack, but Giga Drain also gets me some HP back, so that might put me in a better position. I don't think I want to go in with Kecleon just yet, because I feel like I could potentially sweep this team if I get some damage off in the Sylveon first, because looking at his team, that was the only thing that I would, why can't I talk today? My goodness. That was the only thing at a glance that I thought might be able to survive a Last Resort, other than that Thunderous T with whatever that chance is for it to survive. But, yeah, we're just going to go for Giga Drain here. And hopefully this is a 3-hit KO. Ooh, that doesn't look like a 3-hit KO. Wow, that did nothing. Why did I not go for Moonblast? Yeah, this thing's going to be able to take me out because it's going to take 4 Giga Drains. That's crazy. That's Choice Specs. That is Choice Specs Whimsicott with a stab move. Now, granted, this Sylveon most likely has near full HP investment, and Sylveon's naturally pretty bulky, so I don't know what I was thinking. Especially because Whimsicott is not very powerful. He's going to barely survive. I should have gone for Moonblast. I mean, I guess it didn't really matter because he was going to 2-hit KO me with Psyshock anyway, so I guess, yeah, it's a moot point, basically. But I did get off a lot of damage, and I should be able to get off a Trick Room here, and then follow it up with a Last Resort. I'm not expecting Psyshock to do too much. It'll probably do right around 50%, maybe a little more, maybe about 60%. Have to see. Come on, Linda, take this. Yeah, alright, that did about 60%. So we get our Trick Room off, and at least we're not going to get 3-0'd. That's for sure. We do have to watch out for priority, although I don't know, we might be able to take like a bullet punch or something from that range, possibly. So we'll fire off the first last resort here. And Sylveon is not going to be able to take that, obviously, from like 5%. That's not the interesting part. The interesting part is what will come after this. What do you have to take on Linda? Or are you just going to get swept right now? I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised in the slightest. And that's why I'm not frantic right now at being down 3-1, because I know that Linda is power, and he's going to go out into his Metagross here. I'm pretty sure we can survive a bullet punch, just barely. So you can try if you want, and you're just going to get OHKO'd. Oh, even better, you're Mega Metagross. Linda doesn't care. Linda does not care that you're a Mega Metagross. You are going to get OHKO'd. And he doesn't even try to go for the bullet punch, so this is just dead. Yeah, you're not taking this in any universe. Down goes the Mega Metagross. And last but not least, we have... Who's your last Pokemon, my friend? Who is it? Oh, it is the Thunderous T. Okay, so this battle is going to come down to whether or not we get the damage roll, basically. Although Thunderbolt might not be able to kill me unless he's like Life Orb or Specs or something. We'll have to see. Just kidding, it's not going to matter because we pull the OHKO. Linda, taking names, taking souls, ruining lives, ruining days, making everyone sad but me. As usual, that is what Linda is best at. This team is not doing so well, but it's just like Linda just comes in and just kills things. Like, that's the only reason that this team has a respectable record right now, is just because of Linda. Every battle she's been in, she just kills everything. So I'm hoping that that continues in the third and final episode with this team. And I kind of hope that somebody else puts in some work. Maybe Whimsicott. I feel like Whimsicott has gotten the short end of the stick the times that I've used it. Yeah, but that's pretty much that. So brings our record to, what is it now, 17-6 on the series. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please make sure you're leaving a like, a rating, or a comment, or whatever you would like to do, of course, and I will see you all next time. But until then, game on.